So you obviously coming towards to the tail end of your Mill career, but a couple of noteworthy games that obviously a bit before my time, sorry to say it, but my dad always tells me about Chelsea away in the FA Cup. Now, you played in that game. What was your memories of that one? Obviously, we're talking about crowds and stuff like that, but I remember I look on YouTube and I search it up and I see police horses on the pitch. I see all sorts going on there. So, what's your recount of that day?
Well, that's what it was like. Listen, I mentioned a couple of places. There was none more hostile than going to the bridge. It was magic. The atmosphere. Their stadium was nowhere near what it is like now. It was a bit of a shithole as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got all these kind of household names, and that's, I suppose, I don't know. My missus saying I've got to get away. So I think what do you call it? It was an amazing night because obviously we got the result we were looking for. What did they go to? What was it? The penalties?
Yep.
No.
Penalties. Yeah.
I think I took one that night. I'm trying to think whether I fucking. Does anybody remember the penalties that night? No.
No, I can't remember last night.
Well, because as I said to you, I was a glory hunter, so I would have probably took the fourth or fifth penalty, I would imagine. But what I remember going back to the Gym Palace and I never spent a fucking penny that night. That I do know. But no, I remember the horses and all that come on. I remember the carnage. I also remember when we beat Arsenal at
that was my next question.
Omar. I actually remember the Arsenal game more so than the Chelsea game for some bizarre reason. And because the Arsenal game was a replay, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, but
it was a replay.
At home, didn't we?
Yeah, we drew it at home, and I thought, fuck. And again, the atmosphere was brilliant. That was a Saturday, I'm sure. And then obviously we played them in midweek. And I'll never forget it, by the way, because fucking wee Mark Baird was not known for his goal scoring. He was another, and I haven't really mentioned this. The actual youth setup at Millwall at that particular time was magnificent. They had Birdie, Ben Thatcher, Pikey Roberts, Andy Roberts. They had the boy, what was his name again?
Mark came through that system as well, didn't they?
Mark, yeah. They also had
Jermaine Wright coming through.
It was Jermaine Wright. Actually, I was thinking about it. Jama was a very good football player. Mm-hmm. They had a young boy called Danny Chapman, was a stocky boy. So they managed to bring through a nucleus that actually made the club millions, and they were great, and they brought energy. And Thatcher was insane. I actually moved to, you were saying there, Mickey, I ended up moving towards Brands Hatchway, and we used to come down Brands Hatch, and we coming down this hill, we used to take a right turn, and he'd fly down there about 60 mile an hour and do a handbrake turn going down this hill, and the car would spin about fucking 3 times, and then he would just batter into first gear and then batter back up the hill. It was fucking nuts. And but the Arsenal game, and I'll never forget this, because this is getting back to my point about being that we always playing on the edge. The very last kick of that game, I don't know if any of you remember this. Ian Wright, the ball was coming up to Ian Wright, and I thought he's taking it on his left foot, so that would have been on to my right foot. So I've anticipated it, and as he's took it, I've got the ball and I've smashed righty, and my impact is he's flew up in the air. But just as quickly as he's flown in the air, as soon as he hits the ground, he comes after me to try and fucking lay one on his right. So I've burst out laughing. I'm going, fuck off. And then Rhino and all that's fucking all the heavy hitters, all the big hitters have come in at my back. Right, and I'm pissed myself. I went, fuck off. You've just got a silver medal there, right? So the referee's sharp. It was the dying seconds, he's just blew the whistle. And we're verbals going off the pitch. And I says, fuck, let's have it. I'm not going to be a monkey, right? But I'm a shite bag. I know that Rhino and Orem and Andy Roberts and fucking Ben Thatcher will be all over like a rash. So anyway, we managed to get in the tunnel and it all gets separated and things are fine. So I'm desperate to get up for a pint. You know what I mean? I phoned my missus and I'm saying to her, right, get round to the players' lounge. And it turns out that they wouldn't let the wives into the players' lounge because they know what it's like after a game like that. It's can be a bit lively. So my missus is downstairs. I said, listen, love, I'm going up for a fucking pint. Hen. So just as I walked in the double doors, out of nowhere, Ian Wright's trying to fucking lay one right in my chops, right? there's a pure commotion, right? And we end up getting kicked out of the fucking players' lounge. I didn't even get a pint or fuck all, by the way. And I always, and by the way, do you know the great thing about this story? I never came across Ian Wright up until, I'm going to say about 14 years after this. And Cal Robinson was a coach at MK Dons. I'm a coach. And he says, I'm going to bring a striker coach in, Alex. I says, oh, yeah. Who have you got in mind? And he went, Ian Wright. And I thought, you might want to fucking reconsider that, by we the wee ding dong back in the day. And as Wright he come in, right, I went, we're not going for round 2, right, are we? And I have to be honest with you, I've never met a fucking nicer geezer in football. He was brilliant, man. He was absolutely brilliant. And I think he was a similar character, wasn't he, in terms of he was a wee bit hostile, a wee bit fucking up in your face. I love Wright. He's just a great guy.
Going back to your Chelsea game, yeah, you scored the winning penalty. You scored the penalty when it was 4-4. Lee scored 4-4, and then you scored what made it 5-4, and then
is that right?
Spencer's shot from them was
yeah.
saved. But you got four of the players with you. Kev, where is it? Rhino, you, Dave Mitchell, and Tony Whitten all got booked that night as well.
Yeah, well, listen, it wouldn't surprise me because see, the thing is with the derby games, they were like, and see, to be honest with you, see, back in the days, you literally had to have someone in two before you get a yellow card. Do you know what I mean? It was a wee bit more forgiving. If you look someone in the wrong direction these days, you're getting a card. So I wouldn't like to actually be playing at the moment because fuck me, man, it's you know, some is ridiculous what they get cards for. So no, but that's right. I do, but I genuinely I remember. Came back. I remember coming back after the Chelsea game. We wound up in the Gym Palace. It was great. It was a brilliant night.
So, what's your greatest memory from Millwall, either on or off the pitch?
Greatest memory? Fuck knows. Listen,
if you can remember that far back.
No, I do. I remember. Just trying to think. I would have to say the hat trick in Notts County.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a stat. Listen, I'm not sure it had any significance or anything. You know, obviously you're saying you score a penalty against Chelsea. Ultimately, Casey would have saved it, I suppose. But in terms of the hat trick, it was mad. The 3 goals were kind of decent strikes as well. I know for a fact that was round about Christmas time. I don't know if anyone's heard this story.
11th December 1993.
Well, the 11th of December in 1993, the Millwall team had their Christmas night out that night. This is a true story. We went to a hotel uptown in London, and at about 2:30, it was kind of dying a death. And I said to my missus, her cousin had a gaff, a house party behind Thomas à Becket. You know, there's an estate there, and you don't go in there at fucking late at night. It's a shit all their place, right? What's the name of that estate behind there?
Oh, you're on about the Aylesbury.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man! I was like the Bronx.
Yeah.
And I'm going back to a party there. Now, what I haven't mentioned is I'm dressed up as a woman. I've got a mini skirt on. I've got fishnet tights. I've got 6-inch, size 9 high heels because I'm an 8 and my fucking toes were like that. And I've got a boob tube on. And I've got a wig the day that I've scored a hat trick. A blonde wig. I don't know if this is still the same. We're going along the Old Kent Road and I says to the missus, because she didn't drink, I says, darling, Thomas à Becket hit it a right and that's us at your cousin's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you can't turn right there.
No.
There's a no right turn at Thomas à Becket.
Yeah.
100 yards along the road. Woo, woo. And I'm thinking, by the way, I'm head to toe like a lady of the night. I says, let me deal with this. I've jumped out the car, right? and I'm worse for wear. I've jumped out of the car and walked towards these two police bent. The copper on my side went, "Madam, can you please get back in the car?" Right? And I've went, "What's that, son?" Right? The copper took a step back and he's went, "Alex, is that you?" Some kind of Scottish accent, right? The geezer's nearly fucking pissed his pants. He went, "Fuck off." He says, "We were shouting about you scoring a hat trick today and you're dressed in drag." The two coppers let us away with it and we ended up carrying on to a party. But I was stopped fucking dressed head to toe as a woman with a blonde wig with the old bill the night I scored that hat trick. So it was a very memorable day.
Because it all started to go wrong just after that Chelsea Cup run, didn't it? Yeah, when Mick McCarthy left for Ireland, Jimmy Nicol came in and kind of went from 10th to shit in no time at all, didn't we?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, listen, I think what I've come to realise over the years, see if the dynamic in the dressing room and things are not quite right, it's like a cancer and it festers. Now, I am not blaming the two Russians that came in, but they were on a fortune. And I actually got on well with Sergei Yuran. Sergei was a bit of a wild child. So I got on quite well with that boy. And but if my memory serves me right, we're top of the league and up to Sunderland round about Christmas time. And then we ended up getting relegated. So from that point, things went wrong. As you said, Mick had left. And if you ask me what my biggest regret was, it was getting sent off against Oldham because I couldn't play the last couple of games. Me and Chris Macon, who then became a teammate of mine, quite a handy fucker for Manchester. He became a teammate of mine, and as I said, I was at Ipswich that day we got relegated, and I was fucking near to tears because I think myself, this is fucking what a way I can't even do nothing. And that goes back to my earlier story. What I was telling you is that I was behaving in a particular way that was costing the team and it was costing myself. But I couldn't actually sit there and give a definitive why I was behaving in that manner. And it's not a good place to be because you're actually behaving in a particular way that's costing you and it's costing the team. And so that would be my biggest regret, without a doubt.
It's interesting because, I mean, if I was obviously at the untrained eye, I look at your statistics if you want to talk about stats, but that was your best season for scoring goals for Millwall that year,
Yeah.
16 goals.
Yeah. No, but listen, no, because the thing is, I could have done something about it. I didn't have the opportunity to do that, and then obviously I left that summer to go up to Sunderland, and I was probably ready to go as well, if I'm honest. It's funny because Big Mick was a good manager. I used to, in these days, you used to get little snippets, gossip on the Sunday, which go, "Alec Rae's been linked to so and so," and because I was always skint, I used to spend more money than I fucking earned, and I used to always be trying to get a move because in my mind, if I got a move, I would, I would get more money and it would help my financial plight. And in 1991. Adrian Heath, who was at Everton with Howard Kendall, says that at that point they were going to bid 900 grand. So after a year, they were going to bid that, but because I had a couple of off the field issues just before Christmas, they pulled back because they'd had bad reports about my off the field stuff. So I eventually got that move in '96, and it was an opportunity to go and try my skills at the highest level because that was they'd obviously won promotion that year. So. And it was a couple of hours for Glasgow as well, which was obviously an attraction.